Doctrine of lapse. Okay, so it was devised by Lord Dalhousie. What happened is there were some places which was not occupied by the Britishers. Okay, and in there what happened that suddenly the king dies and the king is not having any male heirs. That is what to say, no son. Okay, king is there after the death. Son is taking care of everything, the kingdom and all, but the son is not there, and in that case what is happening that that will come under British rule. That is, their kingdom will come under British rule because that king is not having any son because of that reason. Okay, so if an Indian ruler died without a male heir, that means his kingdom would be lapse. Okay, it will be taken by the Britishers. Okay, clear? So can you imagine, bachas, that these people kept an expiry date even for a kingdom, है ना? How sad it is. Here expiry means not a date, okay, but it is a concept. I'm speaking about the concept, not a date. Expiry date doesn't mean that date is given. Okay, so how many kingdoms lapse like this? How many kingdoms? See, Satara in 1848, Sambalpur in 1850, Udaipur in 1852, Nagpur in 1853, Jhansi in 1854, they all were added. They all were annexed. Okay, and finally what happened in 1856? That the East India Company took Awadh also on the ground of misgovernment. That is, they had taken that Awadh by saying that their government is not proper, it is misgovernment. Okay, that is the reason. So there was a ruler, everything was happening. That is, ruler was there, everything was happening, but just like this they had given a reason saying that no, this region is not being managed well. Okay, this is not managed properly. Okay, then enraged by this, people of Awadh joined the great revolt that broke out in 1857. That is, people of Awadh became very angry and they joined the revolt in 1857. Now look at the map. See, here the huge area was not under British areas. That is the brown area you can see. Okay, here I want to say that British did not occupy the whole of our country. It was not this much, but slowly and gradually they had grabbed our country because of our innocence. Okay, that means earlier it was not like that the whole country is under British rule. Okay, but because of us only they had slowly taken our whole country. Okay, clear all of you? Now setting up the new administration. So now the administration. Okay, remember that British territories were broadly divided into presidencies. Okay, that is 3 presidencies were there: Bengal, Madras and Mumbai. Madras means at present it is known as Chennai. Okay, Bombay at present it is known as Mumbai. Okay, and all were ruled by the governor, and the supreme head of the administration was of course the governor general. Okay, and then Warren Hastings. Okay, Warren Hastings was the first governor general. Okay, and he introduced several reforms. Many reforms he introduced. And what are that reforms? In 1772, okay, 1772, judicial system, that is a new judicial system was established. And bachas, even today we follow a lot of similar structure only, same only. Each district had 2 courts, a criminal court and a civil court. Okay, the criminal court is known as Faujdari Adalat and the civil court is known as Diwani Adalat. Okay, that is, we can call it as also that also. Now for those collectors, that is that for collectors, our pandits were also there in there. That is, Maulvis and Hindu pandits interpreted Indian laws for collectors. Okay, the collectors were the highest authority of that particular area. And then criminal courts were under Qazis and Muftis, that is under the supervision of collectors as it is given. Muftis and Qazis, it is given Qazis, that means judge, and Mufti means a jurist. Okay, that is the head of a Muslim community who is responsible for the law that the Qazi would be administered. Okay, this is what. And in 1773 what happened? A new Supreme Court was established in 1773. Now collector. Okay, the Hindu pandits and Maulvis were interpreting for collectors. Okay, who were collectors and what were they doing? Okay, so the main job of the collector was to collect the money and to maintain law and order. Okay, and for every region, collectorate became the center of power. Okay, supreme power, center of the power. So now a few development of companies army, it is there, right? Now what kind of army was that? Okay, in 1820 the technology for war changes. Okay, cavalry means what? Having a huge army. Okay, so their requirements were declined for the army. Okay, in fact what happened is they use muskets and matchlocks. That is, these are the types of guns, this muskets and matchlock. Muskets means, and it is a hand gun, and matchlock means you have to put match in the gunpowder, that is it. Okay, so they used to use that one. Okay, then the soldiers had to keep pace with the changing military requirements, that is they have to cope up with that. Okay, and then Indian soldiers army was called as Sepoy army. Sepoy means soldiers. Okay, so they are known as this, they were called as Sepoy army. Okay, clear till here? Now comes the last portion of the chapter, that is your conclusion. Conclusion means the whole chapter's conclusion. Okay, so East India Company just came as an ordinary merchant into India, and just because we were not cunning like them, isn't it? That is, they transformed from trading company to a territorial colonial power because we were innocent, we can say like that, isn't it? And the arrival of new steam technology also aided this process because transportation was very easy at that time, isn't it? And what to say, that steamship also reduced the journey time because people started understanding this one. Okay, and as people started understanding, they started fighting directly. Okay, they started fighting directly, and in 1857, that is, British started directly ruling us, dominating us, saying that it is their territory. Okay, and they had indirect influence on the remaining territories, that is, whatever territories are left, whatever parts are left where Britishers are not, that there also they had indirect influence. And at last what happened, that the whole of India was under their control, under its control. Okay, so I hope everybody clear the chapter. So this is all about your chapter. So once again, all of you go through the chapters, then after that I will give you the notes. Okay, thank you so much, bachas. God bless you.